Links in bio. Hit that play. Let the stream roll. This is the Roundtable podcast. Turn it up. Let the time slip past. Voices spin like a midnight cast. We go deep. We don't move fast. This is the Roundtable podcast. Hit repeat. Make the moment last. Every thought like a signal blast. Lock it in. Feel the forecast. Click in, tune out the noise. Hot takes, cold drinks, so joys. Story after story in a chain. Laugh breaks cutting through the brain. This is the Roundtable podcast. Turn it up. Let the time slip past. Voices spin like a midnight cast. We go deep. We don't move fast. This is the Roundtable podcast. Hit repeat. Make the moment last. Every thought like a signal blast. Lock it in. Feel the forecast. Round and round, say feet. New sound. Hey! Name in the chat. Yeah, you're part of it now. This is the Roundtable podcast. Turn it up. Let the time slip past. Voices spin like a midnight cast. We go deep, we don't move fast. This is the Roundtable podcast. Hit repeat, make the moment last. Every thought like a signal blast. Lock it in, feel the forecast.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Hopefully you guys are well and doing great. We are live once again doing a special story-based episode, I guess, of the podcast. As you can see on our TV. Now, with that being said, I have hidden several different Easter eggs in the background of the picture of the TV. Please, in the chat, or obviously on the comments, let me know how many you find. And for next podcast, I will have the answer to all of them. Okay? So, as we usually start, I would like to introduce my brother, my Trash Panda cohort, Mr. Raccoon. Good evening, sir.
Hello. Good evening.
Now, with that being said, I had a little bit of difficulty coming up with questions for this podcast. Especially for at least one question. But as many of you know from my stream, I am a writer and I love story-based games. Okay? So this is kind of my wheelhouse, as it were, because I do play a lot of story-based games, or have at least. So, shall we continue? Shall we start, Mr. Raccoon?
We may start whenever you're ready, big boy.
Well, I mean, sometimes. I mean, what? I like it when
Whatever.
you call me. I like it when you call me big boy. Wait, what? Um, yes. So, okay, guys. So, first question that I came up with, of course. Let me just pull them back up. What makes a story-based game actually memorable? What what do you feel just pulls you in to a story-based
Character
game?
development.
Very good, very
I
good.
think I think if you have a well cast of characters, like, and it doesn't even have to be like the main character, you know what I mean?
Right.
If it's got multiple characters that are well developed throughout the game, to where like you watch their development and like how they become who they are, I'm sold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like one of my favorite games I've come back to multiple times is the Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Gotcha.
So I played that game the first time the the same night my youngest was being born, like before I got the call. No, like the before
No,
I got the
I get
call
it.
that she was going into labor.
Right, right.
Um, but so that game has like a nice touchy like moment for me. But throughout the game, everyone knows the Guardians of the Galaxy in the game.
Right.
So, but watching like their emotional turmoil, their conflicts, their interactions, their dialogue, everything, it gives you that nice sense of like how they're developing as a team or as a family, for instance,
Agreed.
and
Agreed.
like how your options affect the game. And um, I think it's kind of hard, really, to mess up a story-based game unless you just don't care.
Well, in my opinion, right? Um stories have to kind of ebb and flow, right? They have to have
Right.
a good up and down period um
Right.
with beats, right? And if you can't have a story that's all climax, right?
Right.
You can't have a story that's all lower points, right? Because then it's not going to draw you in.
Absolutely.
Um, in my opinion, what makes this compelling story based game is characters and their having a compelling and arduous journey that they are going through, right? Whether it
Kind of like
be
God of War.
yeah, mentally, physically, emotionally, um just they have to grow from where they are to where they're going to be, right?
Right.
And obviously there's going to be twists and turns all throughout the story, but there has to be growth, right? Which is kind of what you're also hitting upon with your answer. um but for me, like, if I don't like your characters, even though they're growing, I'm not going to be invested, right?
Well, right.
Or
I mean,
even if you're talking villains, right? If I don't like your character, right, or find or I love to hate them, I'll be still invested, right? But they have to grow. They have to have a goal. You know what I mean? And they have to get there.
well, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, because like I mean, I've read books where like the heroes just don't catch my interest at all. It's like
Right.
they just don't. I can't relate with them. I can't uh understand like why they do what they do.
Mm,
But you get like a really good developed villain, and it's like, okay, I really want to read this because I really want to see how the villain approaches this.
right.
But if you give me a book and like I start reading it and I'm like, none of this is making any damn sense to me. I have no interest. Like Twilight.
Mm, okay.
I've tried reading Twilight. Can't do it. I just no interest.
And why do you find that is?
It might be because it's more romance, I guess, maybe, but it seems more drama than anything. Like it just seems like it's constant drama,
Okay.
and to me, that's just not my forte. I'm more of a I want heroics. I want uh, action. I want violence. I want sacrifice. Like I want all those characteristics of like what a hero or a villain or what you would see them approach.
Right.
So if it's too much of one thing, I just start going, okay, now I just feel like I'm just reading the same page.
Okay. No, that's fair, and that could be something that you're just not into, like they call Twilight young young romance or something like that. It's not a
Yeah, I don't
genre
know.
that I usually write in, so I wouldn't really necessarily know, but
Anything I've ever wrote in has all
mhm,
been superhero based
gotcha.
because I'm just into that. I'm into superheroes, like what happens in their stories. Like you got that good character development,
Right,
like they get their
right.
powers, how they use it, how they introduce their villain, like how they interact. Like there's a lot to it that, to me, keeps you guessing, invested, and it's not all one thing. Like it's constantly a nice mix up.
I got you. Yeah, I can understand that as well. So like, let's move on to, in your opinion, what is the best opening sequence in a story game? Right? What is something that just sticks out with you constantly?
Uh, like a pattern or like a specific game.
Well, what specific game would you say had the best opening sequence?
Okay, so like when I read this question, I instantly thought of Monster Hunter Freedom Unite.
Okay.
It was the first Monster Hunter game I ever played, and it was before like you like start the game, so it's like the loading up sequence.
Mm-hmm.
And you see this hunter. He's mining, he's crafting armor, he's sharpening his tools, his palicos are chatting. They got like the nice theme music playing with it, but you're kind of like watching what he does, kind of thing. Which we
Right.
later find out is one of my favorite characters, the huntsman.
Mm-hmm.
And an opening sequence like that can stick with you like your whole life, like no matter what. I think with how simple it was impactful.
Mm.
Like it just burned itself into my memory. Like it was just a good sequence.
Okay. Yeah, and I can understand how that would definitely adhere to you, because like you start learning who that character is, and it's compel like it makes you compelled to want to know more about that character since he's so mysterious,
Right.
kind of thing. Um for this question, I picked God of War 1 because when you first load in, well, like when you first hit start on God of War 1, you see half of Kratos' face, and then just pans around and he's standing on the side of a cliff, and
Mm-hmm.
the moment, like, he says, the gods have abandoned me, I have nothing left, and he throws himself off the cliff. That's how the fucking game starts. In my head, I'm thinking, Wait," like when I first played it, I'm like, wait, so are you playing a game that you die in, right? Are like the, are you telling me the ending of the book before we even start? Like, what the fuck, right? And
Yeah.
so then you play the entire game, like first game, and you see how he got to that spot where he had no hope, where he
Right.
felt abandoned by everybody knew, all the gods, everybody, right? And just whenever I thought about story games, I thought immediately of God of War 1 because that just, pardon the pun, had such an impact, kind of like what Kratos would have had against the
Right.
rocks, um, like on me, right? Like, and it also had kind of a impact on my writing because if you start off slowly and start with a bang, it's going to be more memorable than just having that slow build up to a big crescendo, right? Like
Well, I
five
think it
chapters down.
depends. I think it depends. Like, if making an impactful beginning, I mean, you could do it one of both ways. Like you said, you start the game, Kratos to jumping off a cliff.
Yeah,
Like, that hits you because you're like, why is he doing that? What the
yeah,
heck happened? Or like Monster Hunter, when like you just watch this simple act of like this hunter, it's like it's somewhat relatable because like if like you hunt or you ranch, you kind of do the same things. If you take a slow approach, you want it to be relatable.
yes, for sure.
But if you want something like that'll make your audience go, "Holy shit,"
Yeah.
and have it stick like that, then you want an impact like God of War, where it's like instant, like he's just falling, and you're like, "What? Hold on."
Well, another thing I like to do with my writing, especially, is I start off with questions, right? Or feeling. How do I want my reader
Mhm.
to feel? Or if I'm asking a question like, what do I want my reader to ask of themselves, right? So that's how I usually approach books. So anyway,
Well, and I think all good art, because writing, games, I mean everything is art.
agreed, agreed,
I
and
think the
I
I
will
think I
die.
think the biggest yeah, I think the biggest part of it is emotion.
Hmm,
What emotions are you feeling through this project?
right,
Whether you're writing it, whether you're listening to it, whether you're trying to vibe with it, whether you're crafting it, what emotions are you feeling? Like I'll give off some game examples since this is gaming. Minecraft. You
right,
have the emotion of calm. Also, you have that emotion of worry of if you're going to lose your stuff.
right,
You've got like that nice emotion of like achievement for
right,
getting something done. So like, there's like multiple there. Or like Dead by Daylight. You have the constant emotion of worry and fear. Am I going to get this done? Am I going to die? Is the killer right behind me?
right.
How much time do I have? Or if you got games like I don't know, let's say like Jurassic World.
Mm-hmm.
You got like that nice sense of completion. Like you're achieving something fully and you can see your final project all done and very well smoothed over.
Right,
So I think emotion is something that is very important for every piece of art you do.
agreed. And I will die on the hill saying that um video games is one of my favorite, if not the favorite, aside from books, of course, um,
Hmm.
medium to tell a compelling story because
I
it's
agree.
visual as well as audio as well as you could have writing in there right as well. Um, but when I was growing up, you know, a lot of people said, is gaming or games an art? And I'm like,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's I
When
my go ahead.
when I think of an art, when I think of video games and art, the first game that comes to my head is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Right.
The visuals, the story, the
Mm-hmm.
emotion you feel throughout the whole game. You feel anger, you feel betrayal, you
Yep.
feel sadness, you feel like warmth, you
Yep.
feel you know, they make the story so well that you feel like you are Arthur Morgan.
Of
Like you
course.
feel everything
Yes.
he feels. Every action you take, you feel it.
Yeah.
And it's that's definitely like the first thing that comes to my head when I hear video games and art is
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Well, I I agree with you on that, of course. But my quantifying thing for art is, does it make you feel anything, right? Because art is supposed to be able to trigger some emotion in you, in my opinion, right?
Right.
And you know, whether it be a painting, whether it be visual like a game or something like that, um I find gaming as an art form triggers a lot of emotion in me, especially. So I will forever say gaming is a great medium for art. Yeah. Let us move on to the next question, shall we? Which character arc hit you the hardest? I'll let you answer
Ooh.
first.
So I had two for this one, but
Please go
I
ahead.
don't and I don't I'm just gonna say the two, but I'm gonna describe the one I went with.
Mm-hmm.
My first one was Arthur Morgan,
Oh, yeah. There
and
you
my
go.
sec and my s- and my second one was Kyle Crane from Dying Light.
Okay.
Um, I don't think I need to describe Arthur Morgan's because I think a lot of people can relate with that one.
Yeah.
But I picked Kyle Crane mostly because he's a character that gets sent to this area that's filled with infected.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a scientist there that apparently is working on a cure. So the government sends him in there, and he's not to care about the survivors that are there or nothing. He's just there for the doctor. But as he gets saved by one of these survivors and he infiltrates like their tower and like he starts learning what they're going through, he starts basically giving a big fu to the government and does everything he can to protect these people, help them. He even falls in love,
Nice.
and he loses the love of his life. He has to kill her
Oof.
because she gets infected, and they make him fight her, and like the emotion and everything that goes through it. And then of course, they bring him back in Dying Light: The Beast, which is like the third game. But to me, he had a pretty strong character arc for me playing those games. It was like, oh my god, like you can watch in real time like his shift and like his
Right.
priorities. And as much as he tries telling himself, no, this is all for the mission, this is all for the mission, he's doing it for the people.
Right. Um, I would, for me, I don't think this is um surprising to many people, but I've had to pick Kratos. He's one of my
I
favorite
knew you were gonna.
characters. Um, but also I'd have to say uh um I just had it in my head too. Uh uh I don't remember the character's name. Forgive me. But it's the character from the first BioShock. Um
Oh,
I don't remember his name. I can only think of uh other people in that game. But
you're talking about the main protagonist,
yeah, the main protagonist. But yeah, like,
Jack.
yes, thank you. It's been a while. My apologies. I actually have the BioShock collection. I haven't played in years. I might have to play that again. But yes, I had to pick those two for um which arc hit you the hardest, because when you play all throughout the first game, it was like I was also thinking about adding Bioshock 1 for opening sequence game. The
Right.
the opening sequence question. Um, because of how it opened, right? Like it opens with a plane crash, right? And you had to swim through the water that was still on fire with diesel fuel and swim to the lighthouse to go down to Rapture for the first time. That was a crazy opening. But I was also thinking of uh story arc because when you finally get to the ending of the DLC even and you find out I'm not going to ruin it for anybody if they haven't played this, but when you find out the would you kindly thing, I that just fucking boggled my mind, man. And I was like, damn. I and that just in my head, just that specifically stuck out to me. Is there anything else you want to say about this question?
Nope. I think I kind of got
Okay,
my point across.
let's move on to what story game had the best side character.
Well, my heart says Monster Hunter as a whole, not just one specific game, but as
Okay.
a whole. But I want to go with. I think I want to go with uh, Red Dead Redemption 2
Very nice.
because every character they have the same goal,
Right.
but they've all got different stories and backgrounds
For
and
sure.
interests
For sure.
and how they all interact to me was always just so amazing. Like they act as a family, but like that conflict is always like there, ready to snap.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
who has the best interest for the group? Who do
until
we
you get
trust?
Kieran.
Well,
But yes, I
but
understand what you mean.
but yeah, I would have to say Red Dead Redemption 2 is definitely it. Either that or I'd have to say God of War Ragnarok. I liked a lot of the side characters in God of War Ragnarok as well.
Very good. Very good picks. Um, I I tried to stay away from me obviously picking Kratos or God of War.
Well, come on, be a fanboy.
Oh, I will fully admit I'm a huge God of War fanboy, but
That's like me and the Thing. All right, come on.
I mean you're not wrong. But I had to go with Uncharted. Uncharted was one of
Ooh,
my favorite side characters. And if I'm gonna have to throw in God of War, it would be Brock and Sindri from God of War
yep,
Ragnarok.
that was
Um,
exactly my thoughts.
those are my the dichotomy between the two brothers, like the back and forth. I love Brock. I love how crass he is, right? Um, but yes, I had to go with Uncharted. Um, yeah, I love Sully. I love like Sully is such a good father figure to Nate, like
Absolutely,
young Nate, and when he grows up, and I love the back and forth between them as well, kind of like Brock and Sindri. Um, it just and of course, again, I could have picked Red Dead 2, but I'm trying to stay away from the give me's, right? So yeah. Um, this one I had to really think about, like this next question. Which protagonist would you actually like to hang out with? If you
Jack
could,
Cooper.
who
Jack Cooper.
from what game?
He Titanfall 2. He's the main protagonist for
Okay.
Titanfall 2. So he starts out as a foot soldier, like just a normal, like he doesn't get to pilot a mech or nothing. He's just a grunt, pretty
Right.
much. And he's secretly taking classes from one of the best Titan pilots,
Okay.
and he ends up becoming the Titan pilot because when he gets put on the ground, his troop gets obliterated, and BT comes down to save him with that
Mm-hmm.
pilot. And the pilot's dying, and he hands over BT to Jack Cooper. And so throughout the game, you're, learning how to pilot and fight, and I think I would pick Jack Cooper because he was your normal guy, but he had big dreams.
Right.
So I think he would be a very caring and understanding person to hang out with. And I think he could give some really good life advice, I think.
For me, again, as much as I love like God of War, I would not hang out with young Kratos because I would probably be killed.
I think old Kratos would beat the piss out of you too.
Probably, yeah. Oh, yeah. like, but old Kratos has that temperament where he's like he doesn't put up with shit, but he'll tolerate you. So I would not. I did not pick God of War for this question. Um, it would have to be uh Drake and Sully, or my second um pick would be Jin Sakai from Ghost of Tsushima.
Ooh, okay.
Um, I picked Drake and or Nathan Drake and Sully because um they would just be a blast. They just hang out
Oh,
with,
absolutely.
talk history, right? Everything that they've seen, everything like different types of artifacts that they would talk about, and I would, I could maybe throw down a little bit with them,
Oh, I
and
mean,
go ahead.
yeah, if we're gonna pick multiple, I'd say Indiana Jones.
Oh, there you go. That'd be cool.
Dude, I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan.
Yeah.
I have a bullwhip just like his. I've got a
Oh, nice.
satchel. I mean, I used to freaking I have his books. I mean, like, oh, dude, I love Indiana Jones so much. I would totally love to sit down with Indiana Jones, just hear all of his stories.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. My second pick would be Jin Sakai because I love samurai. I love the code of honor. I love Bushido. Um, and hopefully him and I would be able to like kind of train together, kind of thing. Like not young Jin, older Jin, where I am in the story. I still
Right.
haven't I still haven't beaten it yet, so no spoilers. But yeah, I would pick those two guys, man. Yeah. So
All right, Pixie.
I'm sorry, what now? Oh, I'm not even looking at the chat, to be honest. Hi,
Don't worry, I
Pixie.
gotta pull that.
Thank you. I'm reading the questions. Uh, the second, or sorry, not second. The sixth question I have is, what has been the most immersive world that you've explored?
Um, I mean, geez. I mean, I could list off any Monster Hunter game
Right,
because the wildlife and all that.
right,
But I
and
really want to give respect to Red Dead Redemption 2 because of how much you could explore, how much you got to see of the country, all the different landscapes. I
right,
think it was I think it was very perfect for that question.
right. No, and again, I'd also pick that. That'd be one of my. If we're doing like that might be a question, or that might be a episode, guys. Tier lists of um story-based games or something like that later on. But if I were to pick top 5, Red Dead would be like one of my top 5s.
Red Dead 2 would be like my top 3.
Yeah, for sure.
Red Dead 1 I wasn't really a fan of,
Yeah, no, I
but
get
Red
that.
Dead 2, oh my god, dude. I played the bejesus out of that game. I just loved it.
Agreed.
A
Same.
60-hour story if you did just the story quest. It was
Yep.
60 hours.
Yep.
I mean, that is storytelling.
No, agreed. From the immersive world I picked was BioShock. Right?
Ooh, okay.
When I got down into Rapture, I lost hours. I lost hours of my life, man. Going everywhere, searching everything. I ended up just like going everywhere you could to try and get and learning about the characters, learning about the big daddies, the little sisters, about everybody in Rapture. So I ended up that one again. Could have easily picked Red Dead, could have easily picked God of War, especially Ragnarok, especially the 2018. Yeah. But again, like I said, I'm trying to stay away from the gimmies. So okay, this next question I have to say I had to really think about,
Me
but
too.
every time I thought about this question, one game popped up in my head. And the question is, which game forced you to make a choice you still think about? So, for my pick, I had to say Spec Ops: The Line. It's not a widely known game, but um, it's hard to not say everything about this game because it has a lot of spoilers in there. But I'm gonna try to loosely tell my side of the point.
Pokemon.
I'm sorry.
Pixie.
Oh God. So at the end of the game, you're faced with a decision. Either let the bad guy go, or basically sacrifice a lot of people to get the bad guy. Right? And you're faced with that decision to do that. And so I don't remember if the option, like, because you can either let them go or go after them. And I don't remember if it was kind of like a choose your own adventure thing where you had either a choice that actually mattered. I don't remember if it does that, but that question got me, right? Like, do you sacrifice innocent people to get the bad guy, or do you let him live or them live um in order to find them later, maybe, right? Or because I believe, again, it's been a while since I saw this game, um or sorry, played this game. I believe that if you let him go, that was it. You're never gonna find him again. So at least that's how I think they phrased it. So that one
Right.
really got me. Anyway, go ahead with yours, sir.
The one I picked, dude, it traumatized me when I did it. It was Call of Duty Black Ops 2. It was on a specific mission called Achilles Veil.
Mm,
And you're undercover in a terrorist group. Like you're pretending to be a terrorist.
right.
And they give you a gun and they force you to either like kill your teammate whose name was Harper,
Mm-hmm.
or you could try to kill the terrorist, the leader.
Right.
And it was like, if you kill Harper, you still stay undercover and you can continue your mission. But if you tried killing the terrorist, you instantly died.
Hmm.
And your teammate was spared. But so like when I first played it, I was like, oh yeah, screw it, I'm just gonna kill him. But then when you do it and it plays on afterwards, you kind of like sit there and stare at him. It's like, oh, I don't like this.
This game made me feel.
Stop! I did your
Um,
decision. Leave me alone.
yeah. No, I 100% get that. That, like, just the way certain games make you think and feel, man. Like,
It's ridiculous.
yeah. Like, sometimes you want to say, God, you have no reason to be this good.
Yeah, you have no reason to make me feel this way.
How dare you? But let's move on to the next question, shall we? What game had the best emotional payoff in the end?
There's only one answer to this.
Okay, you tell me. Tell me what was yours.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
I don't care if you were good the whole game or bad the whole game. Both endings made me cry. I don't care.
Yeah. No, I 100% understand that.
That game, oh, whatever you did, you had an emotional ending.
Yeah.
Whether you were constantly bad or constantly good, what Arthur goes through was just, oh, I cried for over an hour. I cried.
Wow.
Like, there's only 2 games that have made me cry, and that is one of them.
What's the other one?
Titanfall 2.
Gotcha. Oh yeah. I I know you are a Titanfall 2 fanboy, so I get you.
BT, baby.
My answer for this question is Max Payne. Um, it drew me in, especially the first game, Max Payne 1. I remember playing this on my mom's PC. um
Back when you had floppy disks.
no, it wasn't a floppy disk. I'm not that old. Holy shit. But hey, I did have floppy disks of the original Ninja Turtles. You
See?
dick.
Boom.
But Max Payne 1, you start off with your old grizzled detective, still kind of have a little bit of hope. You have a family, you come home, and you find your wife's been murdered and your daughter's been killed.
Why do I think of Mortal Kombat when I hear that?
It kind of
Scorpion's
is.
backstory.
Yeah, like I can understand I can understand the similarities between that. But in Max Payne's case, they were people hopped up on drugs, and so they broke into his place and killed his wife and daughter. And he goes on a fucking tear, trying to bring down the company that made the drug.
The drug. Yeah.
And so like there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes between all of that, obviously, but at the end of Max Payne 1, man, I kid you not, when I think I don't even remember how old I was when I first played Max Payne 1, but I was old enough to know I definitely got way too attached to Max Payne, because I got in there, and as soon as I saw my wife's body, my little girl's body in the cradle, I went ballistic. I kid you not. My young self, I remember saying this, "Oh, you motherfuckers are gonna pay for this shit. I'm hunting every one of you guys down." And I did. I went through every little level. I went through, killed every single person. But it just gave me that sort of visceral anger. And when you get to the ending, I remember struggling with the last quote unquote little fight scene. And when I figured it out, did it after I got the last cutscene, I had to take a step back and just like slowly take it in, because I was like, oh my god, like holy shit, that blew the socks
That's how
off
I
me.
felt. Yeah, that's how I felt on Dying Light when I had to kill the girl that Kyle Crane falls in love with.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted that guy that did that. Oh man, I got to that final. I mean, I remember screaming at my TV, going, "Yeah, that's what you get, mother!" I was so freaking. I was like snot was going down my face. I was so freaking mad. I was tired. I was sad. I just,
Yep. No, I can understand that for sure. For sure. Let's move on to what, in your opinion, is the most underrated story-based game you've ever played?
I don't know if it really counts,
I have
but I'm gonna
two.
say Call of Duty Ghosts.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I've always been a big Call of Duty Ghost fan, and that game, dude, gets way too much shit for what it is. I thought it was amazing, and I thought it was a really good game. I think it's one of the best Call of Duty games that have been out.
Okay. I don't think I've played Ghost. So that
Well, then you gotta play Ghost, because Ghost, dude, is
I might have to look up like a walkthrough of Ghost or something. But my two sorry, I hit my mic. My two games that I thought should be more, should have a bit of a spotlight on it, is Legacy of Kain, the Defiant series, or Mark of Cree. Both of those games are like the original Mark of Cree, not the Rise of Gusai, which is the second game. But Legacy of Kain and Mark of Cree, I find is so, not a lot of people that I know play those games. And I feel like it's very underrated. You have the whole lore about the vampire world in Mark of Cree, or not, sorry, in Legacy of Kain, and the Mark of Kree, like you have this, the families of the sigils, and having to find them and protect them, especially as Rao, and just I find it's very underrated. Do you have a second one, Raccoon, or should we move on to the next and last question?
I think we should move on to the last one because I can't think of another one. I barely thought of the one.
No worries. So, my last question, and I'll let Raccoon take lead on the last one, is what game would you like to have made into a movie, and who would you cast in the main and side character roles?
I mean, I had two, but like trying to think of casting wise, I don't know very many actors.
Right.
Um, my first one was Dead Space. I would love to see a live action Dead Space.
That'd be very good.
But for an actor though, I couldn't think of who I would personally cast as an actor for Isaac Clarke.
Right.
Cause I don't know why, but like for some reason I was like Keanu Reeves. I thought it'd be kind of a cool Isaac Clarke.
I could kind of see that.
Especially with like the whole aspect of like the whole dead wife type situation.
Yeah. Like
But then I
yeah.
was like aesthetics wise though, like looking at the two characters, I was like, I just
Like
don't see it.
like he would have to be very gaunt and shave his head, but he's used to that from the Matrix, so like
Yeah, because I mean, like he's
yeah.
not bald. I mean, he has short hair.
Yeah.
Um, unless they did it like a Mandalorian type situation where it was Keanu Reeves under the helmet, but without the helmet, it was somebody else.
Oh man, like I don't know, like
But then my second pick was like Dying Light, the Beast,
mm-hmm.
and I would cast that the guy from Reacher, Alex, whatchamacallit,
Alan
that guy that's a
Richardson?
freaking monster. Yeah,
Yeah. I think his name is Alan,
I
I
think
believe.
yeah, it's Alan Richson.
Okay.
Richson.
Okay.
Dude, he'd be a good Kyle Crane for Dying Light the Beast. They got that same muscular build. I mean, I think he would have been a perfect casting. But now side characters, I couldn't even tell you.
Gotcha. My pick, if I'm not going God of War, I honestly if we were doing God of War, I had a lot of trouble figuring out who'd be a older Kratos. I did like Florian. I'm gonna butcher his last name, so please forgive me. Munteanu? Munteanu. He played Ivan Drago's son in Creed 2. I could see him being young Kratos, like the Greek era Kratos. But I would love to have Christopher Judge, who does the voice of Kratos, be Kratos, but I don't think Kratos is that tall. So
I don't know.
It'd be very hard for me to pick a older Kratos. So, but what since I'm not doing God of War, I picked Ghost of Tsushima, and
shit.
what?
Greek era Kratos is 7 feet 8 inches,
Damn.
and in the Norse era,
Yeah.
he's 6 feet 4 inches.
So he lost a couple inches. But
Family life does that to you, I guess.
I mean, it's cold in Norse mythology, you know. It's,
Yeah, you know how it gets when it's cold. It shrinks a little.
But for Ghost of Tsushima, I picked Hiroyuki Sanada as Jin Sakai, and as Yuna I picked Michelle Yeoh. I thought both of them looked almost accurate to a T for each of those characters. um I could see them having the dynamic that the characters have in the game on screen. And again, I haven't beaten it yet, so I don't know if there's a love story there or not. But if it goes into the ventures of love story, I could see both of them portraying that emotional connection. Yeah, so like those are my picks for Ghost. So, but yeah, and of course God of War. But yeah, let us know who you guys would pick in the comments. And please answer the questions yourselves if you guys want to. I would love to see your guys' answer. But I think we shall wrap it up there. So, Mr. Raccoon, please tell people where they can find you.
You can find me on YouTube at just Jester Raccoon. I do Marvel Rival edits and highlights and stuff like that. And I stream on Twitch 5 days a week at Jester_Raccoon. We do a variety of games from Rivals to Jurassic World to Fortnite to Minecraft, Call of Duty, whatever we're feeling. And yeah, we'd love to have you come by and share some good times.
Yes. And for me, I'm called Arthur, Khal Arthur. And you can find me on Twitch and of course YouTube, as well as under this podcast umbrella, I guess you can say. As my or as we say on my stream, please guys be aware of your mental health. If you need help, please reach out to a professional or a friend or a family member. If you do need help, you're not alone in everything what you do. If you're facing a dark point in your life, please know that it will not last. And Raccoon, I'll give you the last words.
The last word for me?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna kind of tell you, love one another, be kind, laugh always, and to remember when the days are dark, there will always be the light again. You are never alone. While you're doubting yourself, others are wondering how you're doing it and want to be like you. And I also wanted to say, I know we haven't said it in any of the other ones before, but if you are enjoying the podcast, please make sure you like and subscribe. Every like helps push us out to other people who may like our content.
I agree. And I also like pushing Raccoon, so wait, what?
He does, down the stairs.
And in a shopping cart towards traffic.
I couldn't stop myself from laughing at that one.
But guys, honestly, we want to say we love y'all, and hopefully we'll see you all in the next one. Take care, y'all.
Bye bye.